This entire prison lives in fear of this gangster named Ikho. Even the warden can't challenge him. One night a businessman is in a state of worry. His company's tax evasion has been discovered. He has plans to leave Korea before the police catch him. But out of nowhere 3 masked men appeared, and they inject him with a subtenant. It turns out they are inmates of Sung in prison. They are part of a powerful crime syndicate that eliminates people for money. The next morning the businessman was found to be no more. The cause is a subtenant that those masked men gave him, and the case is closed with no indication of assassinate. In the meantime, this is Song. He is a convicted ex-cop who is being sent to the same prison. He was found guilty of tampering with evidence and even accepting bribes. So Song has been given the nickname Grim Reaper. This is because he always manages to take down his target. But Song is not a friendly person. Because of this, he gets into a fight as soon as he steps off the bus. What he doesn't know is that he has just entered a prison, and it is prison full of gangs. These gangs are controlled by a powerful crime syndicate. At night, Song is bullied by his roommates. He is beaten over and over. His roommates are led by Chonggil because Song had put Chonggil in prison when he was a cop. Chonggil does something disrespectful to Song, but Song just laughs. Chonggil removes the gag from Song's mouth and Song bites Chonggil's neck. Taking advantage of the chaos, Song takes Chonggil as a hostage, wanting to talk to the warden. He meets the warden and asks for special treatment, but the warden says no. A guard then takes Song out of the room, and shortly after, the crime syndicate arrives, showing support for the warden. Song is beaten for the second time that night and is then taken to a factory where Ikho, the leader of the prison crime syndicate, leaves. He orders his men to hurt Song. After a while, Song gives up and agrees to follow the rules of the syndicate. In response, they let him go but punish him by putting him in a solitary cell. Meanwhile, Ikho enjoys his special treatment, reveling in his position as the king of the prison, and he is known for his extreme cruelty. Ikho is ruthless, making him the most feared person in the prison, even more so than all the gangs. He also bribes the authorities and the inmates, using a part of his dirty money for this purpose. The next day, Chonggil's men rush Song. Ikho sees this and tells them to have a duel, which starts immediately. At first, Song hits Chonggil hard, but then Chonggil retaliates with a strong blow. They both overpower each other one after the other. Song catches Chonggil off guard and throws him to the ground, followed by a kick to the chest and a final blow, declaring himself the winner. As a reward, Song asks to join Ikho's gang, to which Ikho agrees. Song finally joins the gang and gets to live a life of luxury in the prison. The next day, the warden meets Ikho's client and rewards him for eliminating the businessman. He also assigns Ikho his next mission. Though the warden accepts it, he is not happy about it. Now Song is meeting his new roommates, who are Ikho's direct henchmen. They do the elimination for the client, and Song is surprised to find out that they are all professionals: a safecracker, a surgeon, an army chief, and even a butcher. Then the warden meets Ikho and gives him the reward, along with the details of the next mission. With these details, they plan the next mission and recruit an explosives expert from another prison. They break into the target's location in minutes, open the safe, and steal some items, but one of the henchmen gets away. Upon hearing about this, the warden orders his men to capture the henchman. Meanwhile, the chief also visits the prison for a sudden inspection and feels odd about Ikho, who is a model prisoner. However, Ikho resists and plans to eliminate the chief. Song supports Ikho, breaking the tension, but the guards beat him instead. Before the chief leaves, he tells the warden to clean up the mess. The incident makes Ikho feel like he owes Song, so they go out to eat Song's favorite food. Over dinner, Ikho is more sure of Song's loyalty, so he gives him a mission. He has to capture his henchman who got away in the previous mission. And in reward, he will get $100,000 for this. The next day, Song starts his mission. He uses his old police skills and finds the jailbreaker easily. Song gets out of the car to join the fight. After running for some time, Song catches up. He knocks the jailbreaker down right away. The jailbreaker is taken back to the prison. Ikho tells him to eliminate himself. Song gets the money, but he feels bad about helping to eliminate the jailbreaker. The next day, Song is made Ikho's right-hand man. Ikho teaches Song many things. He teaches him how to survive in prison and tells him to join the syndicate with all his heart. While Song is cleaning, he sees something. The warden is keeping a secret in his office. Song plans to find out what it is later. Then Song and the gang have a barbecue together. But he gets into a fight with Lee, Ikho's former right-hand man, who is jealous of Song. Ikho shows everyone that he likes Song by beating Lee. Chonggil sees that Lee is changed, so he asks him to join him. They will work against Ikho. Lee says yes, but he is not sure about it. In the meantime, Song has gone into the warden's office. He finds out what the secret is. The warden has evidence that could get Echo in trouble. It shows Echo accepting missions from the client. Song finds a tape and watches it. He finds out that Echo eliminated his brother who was getting too close to the prison syndicate. He was a reporter. The next day, the client comes to the prison and talks to Echo about the next mission. Song is watching them. He notices something strange about Lee. He also sees Chong-gil and his men go into the room. It turns out that Chong-gil is planning to rush Echo. He wants to take his place as the king of the prison. The fight starts. Echo throws a pot of hot oil at one of Chong-gil's men. He gouges his eyeball with a spoon, doing this without any mercy. While he is doing this, he threatens everyone else. His reaction scares Chong-gil's men. Chong-gil sees this and says sorry. He even cries and confesses. But then Chong-gil sneaks up on Echo and stabs him in the back. Suddenly, Song comes into the room. He saves Echo again and takes down Chong-gil's men one by one. Song gets hit many times, but he keeps getting up. He takes down most of Chong-gil's men, but there are still too many of them. Song is about to be stabbed, but Echo saves him. The guards come in and the fight stops. Song wakes up in the infirmary, remembering the past, seeing his brother's corpse. Echo had eliminated him, but the police didn't have enough evidence to go after Echo. Song tried to find old cases that were similar, but his boss said the scenario was too big. He rejected Song's proposal, so Song went into the prison by himself. He wanted to collect evidence to expose Echo's syndicate. This is what he is doing now. Meanwhile, Chong-gil is moved to another place. The guards drop him off somewhere on the way. Suddenly, one of Echo's men drives a car into him, taking him somewhere else. He is going to be executed. Back in the prison, Echo is looking for the traitor. He suspects Song at first, but then Lee breaks down, begging for his life. Echo tells Song to cut off Lee's arm with a chainsaw. The henchmen see this, scared of Song, respecting him more and more. But Song is scared inside. He is afraid that his actions will change who he is. Echo sees that Song is unsure, so he shares his goal with him. He plans to take over all the prisons in Korea, asking Song to help him. The following day, Song meets his senior outside the prison. He hands over one of the warden's recordings and explains the conditions within the prison. Song is resolved to see the mission through to the end, driven by his desire for revenge. Meanwhile, the warden has a meeting with the chief. The chief is aware that the warden has been receiving money from Echo and plans to expose this. The warden then meets with Echo with the intention of releasing him from the prison. This is his attempt to clean up the mess within his jurisdiction. However, Echo does not welcome this solution. He rejects the proposal and plans to eliminate the chief himself. Once again, the syndicate embarks on a full-scale mission. This time, their target is the chief, whom they plan to eliminate in a foundry. Song sneaks out and calls his senior to relay the mission's plan and set up an ambush. Consequently, the police head to the foundry to set up the ambush. They enter the foundry but find nothing suspicious inside. As it turns out, Echo has taken a precaution and changed the meeting point. Echo's henchmen arrive with the chief in a bag and place him on a scrap metal grinder. The chief pleads for his life as he inches closer to his demise. With this act, Echo eliminates the chief, leaving no evidence that could link back to the syndicate. In the meantime, Song Sr. receives an order from his superior to abort the mission. However, he is not willing to abandon Song and he starts his own investigation. On their way back, Echo learns about the ambush and sends one of his men to tail Song Sr. They capture him and Echo threatens to eliminate him unless Song confesses. They place Song Sr. on the same metal grinder and put him on a call with Song. Song finally cracks under the pressure and reveals his cover. Song plans to take Echo hostage, but Echo's men swarm the place and immediately subdue him. Meanwhile, the warden learns about the police investigation and realizes his recording is missing. He confronts Echo and they engage in a fight. However, he can't bring himself to shoot Echo and Echo manages to seize the gun. Echo appoints a new warden and promptly eliminates the previous one. Then, Echo orders his men to frame Song for the warden's assassinate, making it appear as though he committed suicide. They hoist Song up, but his will to live is strong. One of the henchmen, admiring his resolve, helps him escape. In the middle of the chaos, Song fights off the henchmen one by one. He then slips out of the room to hide. The prison is put on high alert to find Song. The guards search each room meticulously. Fortunately, one of Song's old friends provides him with a hiding place and tends to his wounds. Next, Song makes his way to Echo's private facility and sets it ablaze. The fire spreads rapidly, alerting Echo and the guards. Song also brings a gas tank and releases it in Echo's base camp. All the guards and inmates band together to try and put out the fire. However, the fire is too large and their efforts seem futile. Suddenly, Song steps forward and challenges Ik-ho to a duel. Ik-ho accepts the invitation, arming himself with a metal bar. After a while, Song gains the upper hand and defeats Ik-ho, humiliating him in front of his men. Outside the prison, the police are alerted by the fire and storm the premises. Atop the tower, Ik-ho takes advantage of Song's injury and the situation shifts once more. Fortunately, the police arrive and order Ik-ho to surrender. However, driven by his ambition, Ik-ho refuses to back down. Caught off guard, Ik-ho is beaten by Song, who laughs in the face of danger. Song contemplates ending Ik-ho's life, but his superior arrives and reminds him of his true identity. Song spares Ik-ho's life, but Ik-ho seizes the opportunity to rush Song. In the end, the police open fire on Ik-ho and eliminate him. Song is relieved to see his brother's assassin meet his end by his own actions. The syndicate is subsequently disbanded and set to be investigated. The client is also apprehended and all the cold cases that Ik-ho was involved in will be reopened. However, for his actions while infiltrating the syndicate, Song will also have to serve time in prison, a consequence he accepts with an open heart. And the movie also ends here. Don't go anywhere. Click the video on your screen to keep these wild movie recaps rolling. Smash that like button and subscribe for more insane movie adventures. I'll catch you film fanatics on the next one.